Well, hello enemies and book lovers, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. We are here to continue the series of the Stormlight Archive, with this reading vlog being about Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. This is going to be the third book in the Stormlight Archive. I am very much excited about this book because this is the halfway mark. Obviously I have to finish it to get to the halfway mark, but once I'm done this book we'll be over halfway through the series, which is wild to me. I cannot wait to do that. I cannot wait to make that much progress within a year. I mean, I'm actually shocked that I've read this many 1,000 page books within a year, because usually I read like one and that's it. So very much proud of myself for actually getting this far. This is going to be a very heavy spoiler reading vlog. As always with my Stormlight Archive books, I am continuing the series. I've been doing vlogs for every single book in the series. For now, we're gonna get into— oh my god, it smells good. This kind of smells good though. Sorry, I didn't mean to sniff my book on camera. I feel like that's intimate. That's not intimate, that's just weird. I'm planning on reading the first— how many pages? This book exactly divided in half? 656 pages is the halfway mark, which is insane. But I will get halfway through this book and then I will stop and then read the other half. But I think I'm gonna make this a part 1 and part 2 video because I feel like it's too long. I don't want to be too much storage on my phone because I do record on my phone. So I think I might make this a part 1 and part 2 video. So this should be part 1. You should see me read the first 600 and so pages. Probably won't be as much updates as the second half of the video because the second half will be the ending where the Sanderlanche happens. And so I'm excited about this one. I'm hoping it'll be good. Again, spoilers, don't watch this. I'm going to talk about it now. But the last book ended off with the Everstorm. We see Seth kind of losing his powers but getting a blade in return, and so I am so excited about that. We see a plethora of other things. We see a bunch new Radiants, which is really fun, and we see Dalinar becoming the Radiant of the Stormfather. He is now his friend. It's absolutely wild. I am really looking forward to continuing this, seeing what happens next, and yeah, we will be doing that together. Oh my gosh, the font is so tiny. Can you see this? It's fine. Also, who's on the cover of this book? Well, clearly this is called Oathbringer, and we know that the sword of Oathbringer was tossed over by— I think it was Adeline? Someone's gonna get this sword. I think the person on this cover might be Jasna. Ooh, that might be Jasna. And that might be her blade, unless she also gets Oathbringer. I don't know. I'm hoping that this book will talk more about Sahel, talking more about the wit, all the different characters that we've seen so far, some of the world hoppers, some of the characters we probably haven't met yet, some of the interlude characters I want to know more about. So yeah, let me start Oathbringer and let's talk about it. Let's have fun. Let's read and react, and I cannot wait. So let's begin Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson.
It's only been 75 pages and I'm already gonna cry. Oh my gosh, why do I sound so Canadian when I said that? I only read 75 pages and I'm already gonna like want to cry. A brother. A brother. I had a feeling, but oh my gosh. Kaladin. I swear to God, he better survive. Oh my God, I can't do this. Why would you ever— okay, fine, whatever.
Good morning, good morning. It is— well, it's 10 a.m. Is it really that early? Yeah, it's 10:40 in the morning, so not that early in the morning. I had a headache, okay? Don't mind me. I have made a little bit of progress in Oathbringer, just a pinch. I'm not gonna make this too long because if I make this a 10-minute clip and I've only read— how many pages is this? I only read 80 pages. I stopped at the end of 7. I am currently on 8, so I don't have much to talk about, so I'm gonna try not to ramble too much because I do that way too often. I'm gonna talk about really quickly as to what happened in this book so far, which is wild that so much has happened in 80 pages, but let's just do it really quickly. Just speed fire round. First of all, they found Sadeas's body. Oopsies. I'm not mad about it, but also I'm a little bit afraid as to what's gonna happen with Adeline. Like, oops, he might get in a little bit of trouble when he's found out, but no one knows right now. So right now he's safe. So Adeline is safe, but they did find Sadeas's body. People who worked with Sadeas are not happy about it, which is fair. You know, honestly makes sense. We have flashbacks to Dalinar when he was younger, which is so weird to see. He's battling and it's actually pretty intense to see what he used to do in the past. And then we see the person that tried to assassinate him with the bow and arrow, and he's just like, hey, how about you join our ranks? You're a really good archer. Just join us. And the assassin's like, what? I'm not gonna work with you. I hate you. And he's just like, no, you're gonna work with me. Like, that's all, you have no choice. And so that was kind of awesome. I kind of like Dalinar. Dalinar is one of my favorite characters, so it makes sense. I mean, it's hard not to like almost all the characters, but I do love Dalinar. So that was awesome. I love that. Dalinar and Navani are married from the Stormfather's blessing. It was so random. I didn't expect it to happen. It was just sudden. It's like Dalinar and her were like in the room and she took off her safe hand glove and he's like, we can't do this right now. I have to get married first. And so they got married, like instantly. I know Brandon Sanderson's a Mormon, so maybe that's why, but every single time I read his like romances in his books, they're just so quick and so whatever. But you know what? Fair. I'm not gonna get mad at him. If that's what he wants to do in his books, that's what he can do in his books. But sometimes I'm just like, okay, it's just fine. It's fine. Okay. Dalinar and her are married now. Very quick and to the point. Kaladin goes to his old town, like his old village, and sees that it looks like it's not doing well. And there's like this sudden like sadness of is anyone alive? Is anyone here? And then he finds that little like bunker area, like the place everyone's safe in, and he finds his parents, and it's so freaking sweet. It made me so happy. Both of his parents are alive, and it's so endearing, although they do treat him like he's a kid again. I mean, he's like, I think it was 5 years ago, he was like 13 or 14 years old when he was in the army as a soldier, so it makes sense as to why they kind of treat him younger. Also, they didn't think he was alive, so it kind of makes sense, but it is definitely interesting to see how they treat him, because we see how he is in book 1 and 2, and so it's just a stark difference as to what he is now. I almost feel bad for his parents, but at the same time, like, they have to know that he has changed and he has went through so much, and I know they don't really know what he went through, like, they don't know what he went through, but still, like, they have to realize he's been through so much. Like, he has the marks on his head and everything, and clearly he's been through some stuff. So yeah, but then he actually shows them and everyone else in the group, like Roshon and everyone, that he's a radiant. So he actually takes out Syl and just shows them, and he like levitates at one point and tells everyone that the radiance returned and the dissolution is coming, and it's just like, oh my god, that was so cool. Like, Kaladin is so awesome. I love him so much, and amazing character. And then we of course see the clip I mentioned earlier. He has a brother. Oh my gosh. Why would, first of all, I would never want a kid in this climate. In this climate, I would never want a child. But I mean, if they want to have one, that's fine with them. But they have a child, and I'm afraid. Like, we know that babies don't really do well in these types of worlds, these horrible environments. So am I nervous? I am definitely nervous. Do I think the baby's going to survive? Probably for a little while. I don't know forever, but like, there's a chance. So we're gonna see what ends up happening in that regard. But I am a little bit nervous about it, but it was so sweet. It almost made me cry. So that was really sweet and cute. And I think that's where I left off. I also did learn her name is not Jasna. It is Jasna. I think that's how it's pronounced. Lesson learned for people that don't like when I pronounce things wrong. Honestly though, fair. I don't blame you. I don't want to say things wrong either, but I just don't know how to say these names. There should be an area, like a glossary, that tells you how to pronounce these names. I swear, it would be so much better. We still have 1,200 pages left of this book. So why am I updating so much already? It's already a lot, so yeah. If you ever want to have a recap of this series, I'm also a good place to go to, because I just don't shut up and I tell you everything that happens, so I do apologize. But I will be continuing this and reading this, and this is wild. This series is wild. It's so good, so amazing. I will be continuing this very shortly. I am taking my time with it though. I thought I'd be reading a bit more. I haven't. It's kind of how it works all the time with Stormlight Archive. I just like to take my very slow snail's pace time, but adoring it immensely. No plans for today. I'm just going to relax, maybe play some D&D as always, and I think that's all really. So if I have time, I will pick this up soon. Hopefully I will, because it's a good time. It's a wild ride, but a good ride. So I'm going to stay on it and keep reading it.
Hello. I forgot to update as I was reading. So from this point forward, I'm going to be updating as I read instead of telling you updates now. First of all, Adolin is now on the case of finding the person that offed Sadeas. Not only that, but someone else was found in the exact same way after Sadeas, and it wasn't Adolin this time. So, oh my god, someone is clearly copying the way he did it, which is a little bit nerve-wracking, but I kind of love the idea of that. So it's just funny that Adolin is on the case of his own case. It's kind of funny. There was a moment with Adolin and Gallant, and that is his father's horse, which was actually cute. And also, Renarin got his own sword. Well, his spren turned into a sword, so he gave the other sword back, the one that Adolin got for him, and now he has his own sword, which is honestly a lot better anyway, because Renarin clearly didn't like using the old sword anyway, so I'm glad he has his own spren sword now, because obviously that's very good. Kaladin has been traversing through different towns and kind of visiting people, and that's been really interesting too. And there's also an Ardent who is clearly interested in Kaladin, and he's not aware of what to do in that situation because he's never really had someone interested in him. And even Syl's like, wow, they must be really desperate here to want someone that's like all scraggly and stuff. I love Syl. It's just so cute to see her, and I'm talking about like being a mom and how that would work, and it's really interesting seeing how the Spren talk, and even like Spren discussing how her past life, or like at one point her aunt used to hunt certain Spren. It's really interesting. Spren and humans are just so similar in a lot of ways. It just makes me so interested as to what they are. I need to know more about Spren. I'm so curious. I'm so excited to learn. And then my last chapter was Dalinar getting Oathbringer, his sword, for the first time. And so it's how he got his sword when he was younger. I think it was around 34 years ago this happened, and it kind of makes me realize I don't really love Dalinar as much as I thought I did. I do like the Dalinar now. I definitely think that Dalinar has grown since then, and he's a lot better and a lot more empathetic. Ever since maybe he had his sons, he just seems to be a lot less bloodthirsty, and you even see him not really having the thrill anymore, or not really enjoying it as much. But we see him in the past, and honestly, like, I really like Dalinar as one of my favorite characters, but seeing how he used to be makes me not love him as much. I mean, like, I know war is always going to be hard, but like, I don't know. Like, it's just a moral issue because it's so easy to come from like a urban modern setting in real life and be like, oh, that's wrong. But in that time period or in this kind of space, it's a lot different. But even then, like, offing a child, like, I get it, it's a king's son, but oh my gosh, that's so sad. I still like him as of right now as an adult, but obviously I'm also kind of giving him the side eye because I'm like, questionable antics and choices in your life. But again, I know he's changed a lot, and I feel like he has a lot of growth because of how much older he is compared to a lot of the other main characters, and so I want to know more about him. But again, it made me feel like maybe he isn't like the hero everyone thinks he is, or he's not like this amazing person. He's come from a bad past, or he's done things in the past maybe he's not proud of, and I kind of forgot about that. I didn't even really think of that, so it's nice to see Dalinar in a different light. I'm still liking him, but I mean, now I kind of feel like I am just slightly judging some of his choices, which honestly is okay to do, I think. I think it's okay. So I will talk to you as I read, have my honest reactions, and I'm very excited about it because I always love to kind of give you my reactions and my thoughts as I read. So let's go and do that and read Oathbringer. I'm so excited. Let's go. I literally just started chapter 12, and I already tabbed a quote because it's actually really good. In reference to the Radiants, Dalinar thinks to himself, "You idolized them," said a distant voice in his head, like rumbling thunder. "They were men like you, no better, no worse." And then Dalinar says, "I find that encouraging," he whispers. "If they were like us, that means we can be like them." I don't know, that's a really good quote. Anyway, I just started. Bear with me. I just love this book so much. I have to talk about it constantly. Anyway, let me continue reading a little bit more. Okay. We have a reference to Edge Dancer. That's so cool. Okay. Dalinar is using a span read to talk to the character from frickin' Edge Dancer, which is so cool. An imposing title for a 15-year-old boy. He supposedly raised a child from the dead, a miracle that gained him the support of the viziers. That was not him that did it. We already know that. We know who did that, and that was not him. I haven't seen Lift yet, but I know that she'll eventually probably show up at some point, and I'm very excited about it. Elhokar, what are you about to do? Dalinar Cullen, I swear to you, there is a prince and high princess. I give you an oath, immutable and witnessed, that I accept you as my monarch. Pardon? Wait. King Dalinar. I see it. I see. You know what? If it sounds nice. It sounds good. Okay, finishing chapter, what is it, 12? Chapter 12. He's the king of Erithru? Okay, interesting. Also, Taravangian, the king of Jakaved, said that they have a radiant. Who is this radiant? I was going to say maybe it's Yasna, but also I think he'd be freaking out a bit more because obviously that's where she's from. So who is the one that's in Jakaved? Very curious. Anyways, moving on to chapter 13, Shallan's chapter. I am living for this moment. It's so cute. Shallan and Adolin. So funny. So she was practicing being Vale, and Adolin knocked and came in with food, and like her safe house was uncovered, and she's like freaking out, and he's like, I was just trying to knock on the door, you let me in. So funny. I kind of love this interaction. It makes me so happy. I love Pattern. Oh my god, I love him so much. No mating. I don't think having Pattern as a chaperone was a good idea, but I love it. Okay, chapter 14 was only 2 pages. Kaladin surrendering to the Parshmen, or the Preshendi, and honestly, thank you, Kaladin, for not just going after them, because I really feel bad for the Preshendi, so I don't want them to just be attacked for no reason. So yeah, I'm glad he just surrendered, because I feel bad for them. I really do. It's a new day, as you can tell. I am on chapter 15, Brightness Radiant, I think it's called. I'm going to continue this now, and you'll see me probably in this spot reading a lot of the time, and then tomorrow I'm also doing sprints, so I'll be doing this while sprinting, maybe. I'll see. I want to maybe do some b-roll, but honestly, when I do my Oathbringer or like my Stormlight Archive vlogs, I don't tend to really do a lot of b-roll because I think we're just here for one thing only, and that's Stormlight Archive, which is completely valid because same. That's why I'm here. But we'll see. I don't really have anything interesting happening in my life, like really, nothing's really going on. But yes, time to continue this, chapter 15. Let's see what happens next. I cannot wait to find out, so let's go and read. What? What? Excuse me? I just finished chapter 16. Dalinar remembers his wife. Evie? Why? Why now? Is it because he used Stormlight? What's going on? Okay. let me update you a little bit because a few things have happened. All right, okay. So Shallan has like this new, what do you call it? She has a new persona. She is now the Radiant. She has a Radiant one, which is what she used to fight with Adolin, or like to practice with him. And that was kind of cool. I like that. It kind of was in contrast to Yasna, which is also really cool. I want to see Yasna so badly, but she hasn't shown up yet. Like this entire book, she hasn't shown up yet. But I know she's alive. I hope she's going to the Shattered Plains. Although I don't know if she knows where Erithru is. So, oh yeah, she was looking for it. So I don't really know. Anyway, whatever. I'm excited to see her. But yeah, she has a new like persona kind of thing. And it is now called Radiant, which is actually kind of cool. Then we also see a scene with, it's Dalinar fighting with another guy, like wrestling with a guy. He talks to Zahel, which is, well, I'm not gonna say who that is, but he talks to Zahel. And then also he has a conversation with one of the queens from another kingdom or another place, and he wants to obviously ally with them. He's trying to ally people, but they're just not listening to him. And she also is like, maybe we should join up with the Oathbringers. Okay. I understand people are sometimes crazy, but yeah, there are some bad people out there. So it's not surprising if people actually try to join with the evil side, which is yikes. The most important part is what I just talked about, and Dalinar finally heard his wife's name. What? So Navani mentioned Evie, or it's EVI. I don't know what the audiobook is going to say, but she said her name, and now Dalinar remembers her face and her. And it's either because he used Stormlight, or it's because of the fact that he got married. So like maybe remarrying unlocked his memories. I don't know what's happening, but I cannot wait to find out what's gonna happen next, because what? Just wild. Anyways, I'm going to continue it now, obviously. I have a few more hours. I have like another hour or two to read. So I'm on chapter 17, Trapped in Shadows. This is Kaladin's chapter. And then I guess we'll see what happens next. When is Dalinar's next chapter? Okay, so I have to wait a while for Dalinar's chapter. It's okay, we'll get there eventually. I'm gonna keep reading and see what happens next. I also have Pikachu in my lap because I actually use him as something to hold my book, because it's so heavy that I can't hold it upright with my own hands because my wrists are really bad. So I'm going to use Pikachu. See, this is so much easier. There you go. Thank you, Pikachu. All right, let me go and read. So right now, Kaladin is in the camp with the Parshmen that are trying to run away. I think this is Ton. And anyway, Kaladin is trying to say, like, I'm a slave too, like, we're similar. And the Parchman just says, we're not at all, because what we have done to us was way worse than what has been done to you. And he says, the Parchman pulled him closer and said, they may have taken your freedom, but they took our minds. And I got goosebumps. I got them again. Ugh, so good. There's a spren guiding them. There's a spren guiding the Parchman. A void spren. Oh. Okay, these cars have the audacity right now to be making sounds. But yeah, void spren. I'm so curious. I want to see another spren. I love the spren, especially the ones that are like more sentient. I want to see more. Who is this spren? I need to find out. Okay, anyway, I'll read. I'll actually read. I forgot Raffo. I need to keep reading. Okay, cool. I love the Parshmen. They're so, like, I feel so bad for them, honestly. Anyway, I finished chapter 17, and Kaladin's helping them learn how to, like, put fires and make the grain so that it doesn't go bad. I'm loving it. I love it so much. I just love Kaladin. Ugh, love him. Anyway, on to chapter 18, Double Vision, Shallan chapter. I still want to see Dalinar's chapter, but it's okay. I do love Shallan so much, so it's okay. I'll let it slide this time. Just this time. As you can see, it's nighttime. You're going to see me switching from night to day constantly. I'm not going to have to tell you every single time it's a new day, because it's going to be obvious. It's going to be light, dark, different clothing. So it's going to be very obvious when things, you know, change. So I'm going to actually continue. I have 16 pages left for tonight, and then I'm going to edit. So I'm going to edit as I go so that I have everything done as I go. I'd rather edit like 20 minutes a day rather than like 2 hours at the end of this vlog. So I'm going to finish 16 pages, edit it down, and then do that every single day. Until then, I will be continuing this and seeing what happens in the next 16 pages. I wasn't saying not much might happen, but we all know it. A lot can happen within that amount of time. So I'm only actually reading one chapter. It's Double Vision, chapter 18, and then I'm going to stop for the night. All right, I'm still on chapter 18. I'm in the middle of it. I'm almost done actually the chapter. But I just want to mention that I feel like Shallan and her different illusions are like different sides of her. Veil, it takes on the persona of the tough girl that has a really like sad interior. And it feels like she kind of uses these illusions to kind of cope with what happened to her. And like the radiant side of her, like this strong fighter type. And then Veil is kind of more the tough, but saddened kind of character. Even when people look at her, they can see that something's kind of off with her in regards to her emotional distress. So it's really interesting to see how she takes her illusions and kind of uses them to emotionally cope with what she's done and what she's dealt with in her life. And it's actually really sad to see because she's obviously in a lot of pain mentally, and she even talks about it in this chapter. And it's really sad, but also really interesting to read. And like, I feel so bad for her, but also I really like her as a character. She's a very cool, interesting, kind of like deeper character, and I really like that about this book. I know Kaladin has his own problems, but like these are a lot different, and I like how Brandon Sanderson did it. But I'm almost on the chapter. She's about to talk to these like rough and tumble guys about what's happening with the murderers, and I'm a little bit nervous because again, there's only like 4 pages, and I feel like something might happen. I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm just very curious. Dude. Oh my god, Shallan is so cool. Who is a horn eater, just showed up at the table, and he like tossed her off his seat, and then she got up and like put her hand on top of his and like stabbed through both of her hands. She didn't even flinch, and he like screamed. She's so cool. I love her. I love her. I also love this line right here. Shallan disliked confrontation, but Vale loved it. Such a good line. Such a good line. Oh my god. I am now officially on chapter 19. I have my little tab here to indicate when I stop. And I am officially on page 206, chapter 19. And I'm on a Dalinar flashback. Of course I am. To be fair, it's not a Dalinar chapter. Well, it is, but it's a flashback, so it's a little different. I do want to know what happens though, because he remembers his wife. I'll get that to tomorrow, I guess. That was interesting. I had a good time with that. So someone else was murdered. And what happened was someone mimicked the same one. I don't think it's a person doing it. I think it's like an echo, like a spren or something. Like, how is it possible that these people are, you know, the exact same way as someone else? People have no correlation, because we know that Adolin killed Zedeus. So whatever's happening, it's just really, really weird and random, and I really honestly think that it might not be a human thing, because who can replicate something that perfectly? Like, bar for bar, perfectly. Fishy. It's very fishy. Something's happening. I'm very interested, very curious. This is so good. Shallan, it's just... she's awesome. I really like Vale, her little alter ego. She's kind of like a character I would have in D&D. Like, that kind of character. I would love that. But anyways, I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you guys probably, if not tomorrow, then the next day. I'll kind of see if I get to read tomorrow. If not, I'd be very upset, because this is so dang good. This Stormlight Archive is one of the best series I've probably ever read in my life, so having a good time with it. But yeah, I will come back to you soon and read this. It is now 10:10 p.m. so I have a little bit more time to do stuff, but for now I'm gonna put this down. I've been reading this for over an hour and 10 minutes today, and so I think it's about time to take a break, but I'll come back to you soon when I continue. I just don't really feel like sitting on a desk. I just want to sit somewhere comfortable, which is, in this case, a couch. As you can obviously see behind me, it's a couch. I think you know what that is. I'm gonna be reading Oathbringer. Why do I keep saying this? You guys know I'm reading this. What am I doing? Obviously I'm reading this. I want to get to the halfway mark before the end of this video, and as you can see, I still have a long ways to go. I'm only on chapter 19, so we have a little bit to go until we get to the middle of this book, but I'm having a good time, so let's just read this and continue it and see what happens. I was supposed to wake up at 9, but then I woke up at 8 with like, I get headaches where my heartbeat, the pain goes with my heartbeat. And so I was like laying in bed, my temples were just throbbing to my heartbeat, and it was really uncomfortable. So I woke up, took medication, and now I have a few hours to spend, so I might as well go and read. My headache is better now, thankfully. I can actually become human now, and so we're going to read the book and feel human. I've been playing Elden Ring yesterday, and I kind of want to play more Elden Ring today. I'm at Volcano Manor right now, so I think I might eventually play that later, but I want to read more first. The lighting isn't as good here. It is also a very dim day. I think it's probably raining today, so it's not like the best quality, but it's okay. I'm sure you don't mind. I'm sure you're just here for the reactions and my feelings on the book more than anything else, and I do appreciate you for watching, because I'm not like a big booktuber. I don't have any good equipment. I just do my thing. Like, my tripod right now is like slightly crooked, but somehow the video isn't, but the tripod is. I'm confused. Anyways, we're just gonna read this. So let's start chapter 19. I already just started this book, and it's already raining outside, which is Perfect timing. Thank you for the rain. Perfect timing. It only just started right now. I did finish chapter 19. I'm now on chapter 20, Cords to Bind, which is Kaladin's chapter. That's the next one. And the last chapter, 19, was actually Dalinar's flashback for 34 years ago now, I think. 33 or 34 years ago. And it's when he meets Evie, or like he sees her for the first time. Navani is married to Dalinar's brother, so obviously he can't be with her, but he sees Evie for the first time, and obviously that's really interesting. Also, I love Dalinar's personality. He is kind of hilarious. He does give me Adolin vibes, like Adolin when he is current age. So it's actually kind of cute to see like the father and son kind of dynamic, because again, pretty similar to each other, honestly. I do prefer him as an adult, but I love his personality when he was younger too. He was kind of charming in a weird way. That's all that happened in chapter 19, not a whole lot. I will now be moving on again to chapter 20, and then I'll come back to you in a minute. I feel like, I don't know if it's too much to talk about every single chapter, what happened in every chapter. I know that some people are watching this who probably haven't read it in a while, so like when I talk about what happened, it might kind of give you a little bit of a reminder. So hopefully it's not too monotonous. I don't want this to be too annoying, but because I'm splitting this into 2 different vlogs, I have a lot more time to talk about things and not have to brush over it. So that being said, again, let's start chapter 20 and see what happens with Kaladin. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm very excited, and I still want to get to a Dalinar chapter, but we're gonna get there soon. I know it. I just know it. So yeah, let's start chapter 20. I had to share a line that Kaladin said. Obviously, Kaladin always has some of the best lines in the book, but I want to read this line because it's really good. I like this one a lot. There's a little bit of context behind it, but Kaladin is talking about freedom and what it means to him. And then he says, I wonder if men who use cords to bind are fools, since tradition, society, and momentum are going to tie us all down anyways. That's so good. That's so good. Okay, that was a very short chapter, but another quote I really like, again, that Kaladin said. Kaladin not really wanting to side with the Parshmen, knowing that eventually they're gonna have to fight each other, and so he's unsure if he wants to kind of like be on their side or help them, and Syl's telling them to be in the middle ground, try to like find a center, and Kaladin doesn't really believe that's possible. And I really like this quote that he said, especially right now in this day and age, or I feel like humans' history in general when it comes to war. I really like this quote. It says, middle ground only comes in war after lots of people have died, and only after the important people are worried they might actually lose, which is very accurate. There's only ever going to be a middle ground or someone going to be stepping down when they believe, aka the higher ups, the people who are causing these issues, the people who are starting these wars. The only time they actually will step down or find middle ground is when they are at risk. And that is very accurate. So Kaladin, I understand his thought process, although it is very sad because again, I like the Parshendian Parshmen and I feel really bad for them. And so it's really hard to like, I don't know, it's hard because obviously both sides, we don't want either of them to die, but it's going to eventually happen. Maybe, potentially, most likely at least. So chapter 21 is, we have obviously a Shallan chapter. So we have a Shallan chapter set up to fail. I love Shallan. It's very exciting to read her chapters. I actually might have breakfast soon. It is almost 10 a.m. I usually eat breakfast around like 12. So I don't know, but the time just went back an hour. So technically it's like 11. So I am getting hungry around this time usually. So with the time change, it does make sense. I think I might just read another chapter or 2 and then I'll have myself some breakfast. So this is a little bit short as well, so let me go and read some. I'm very excited. I love Shallan. She is really interesting, a very dynamic character, and I want to know more about her. So let's go and read chapter 21. Okay, I'll be honest, the moments between Adolin and Shallan are the sweetest things ever. Like, they're so freaking cute. They're so funny. I love them. I don't know if I like ship them or want them to get together romantically, but I do like them together. They're really just cute in general. I don't know. I don't know about the romance aspect. I kind of like it. It's better than a lot of other Sanderson's romances, I'll be honest. But I'm a bit nervous because I feel like Shallan, Adolin, and Kaladin are all kind of like mismatched. And I'm a bit nervous about that. Like, I always joked that Adolin and Kaladin would be kind of cute together, but that's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna say that it's cute. It's cute. Her talking about like her cycle and him asking about it, kind of endearing. I kind of love it. Also, her reaction to it, also amazing. So Shallan, love her. She's actually becoming like one of my favorite characters, although it's almost hard to not have like a lot of favorite characters because the series is just so good. So I don't even know who to choose for favorite because at this point I just love so many of them. Anyway, let me finish the chapter. I just need to tell you how cute they are. Excuse me. What? I finished chapter 21. Not really much has happened really. They're kind of just figuring out the whole thing about Sidious, but Yali Eli. Okay, I'm just gonna call her Eli, which is Sidious's wife. Standing beside her was Mraze, one of the leaders of the Ghostbloods. So either they're working with the Ghostbloods, or Mraze is just kind of going insider information, I guess. Which whatever one it is, it's gonna be dangerous. Like, that's scary. What? Anyway, I'm gonna go eat. This is the worst time because I really want to know what happens, but I have to eat something because my stomach is kind of hurting. So we're gonna continue this in a minute, but what is going on? Very interested, very curious. Again, the Ghostbloods. Cannot wait to learn more about the Ghostbloods. Obviously, I know a little bit because of Mistborn. I'm not gonna say too much about that, but whatever. So I am interested and intrigued. I have read Mistborn Era 1 and Era 2, by the way, for anyone that's not, aware. So I do know a little bit of information, but not a lot. So we're gonna read chapter 22 when I'm back. The Darkness Within. Okay, let me go and eat and I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna go back to reading. I did eat my food and I had a little bit of candy from Halloween because I got some discounted candy, the best time of the year, November 1st, to get candy. And I feel, well, I've been feeling this beforehand, but I've been feeling sick. Not like actual sickness. My GI tract and my stomach has been hurting since this morning. And I had a headache when I woke up. It's a great day so far. But you know what? It's okay because this book has been helping me. It's been a great time already. So I'm gonna just continue reading it and relax and kind of just chill on the couch with my heating pad and just feel kind of normal. Kind of, a little bit, not really, but when I read, I don't have to think about the pain. So it's nice to have a book. All right, let me go and continue. What am I on again? Chapter 21? 22, The Darkness Within. Yes, okay. Let's see what happens. I need to know. Oh yeah, Mraze is here. Okay, need to go keep reading. Oh no. Oh no. Who is leading your investigation? His name is Meredith Amaram. Oh no, not him. Of all the people, Amaram. I actually forgot Amaram exists. Like, he hasn't been mentioned in so long. Amaram. The high storms have returned. Storming Strange, chapter 23 is the next chapter. Mraze wants her to keep Arethu safe so that they can potentially use the Voidbringers to their advantage for the Ghostbloods, which is interesting. I'm not surprised. The Ghostbloods are incredibly strong, so who knows? I don't even know what they're doing yet. I'm gonna keep reading to find out. But anyways, on chapter 23, Kaladin's chapter, still hasn't been a Dalinar chapter. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, okay. Well, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna have a Kaladin chapter. I probably shouldn't look who the next person is, but oh yeah. Dalinar is next. Men of Blood and Sorrow. Okay. So don't look at all, but yeah, okay. This is a very short chapter, so this should be quick. We'll see what happens next. But yes, news from the coast. The storm wall is spotted. The high storms have returned. At least they can get some of their stormlight back because everyone has been kind of slacking with their spheres. So that's a one positive thing. I believe within the chapter 22 or 23, sorry, chapter 23. I think we just saw the void sprint, maybe? I think. It was like a yellow-white version of Silk, kind of, like a humanoid woman. Similar, but different, obviously. It might be the void sprint talking to Kaladin. She's a little bit suspicious, or I guess it's a little bit suspicious of him, but Kaladin's pretending that he doesn't know what a sprint is and everything. I don't know if you could trick a sprint, honestly, like a void sprint especially. I don't know if it's a void sprint. I'm assuming it is, but yeah, we're on, finally. Chapter 24, the Dalinar chapter. I've been waiting for this one, okay? Men of Blood and Sorrow. I'm very excited about this one. Sorry, the first line is Dalinar remembered. I cannot wait. Okay, let me read. Wait, who is this? A middle-aged, light-eyed woman wearing a skirt and blouse of southern style with top buttons of the blouse undone, her hair cut short in a boyish cut, and she wore gloves on both hands. Malada of Jakaved. This is their Radiant. So Taravangian is here with his scholar and the new Radiant, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing who this Night Radiant is. I'm always so fascinated by the other Radiants in this world because we mostly focus on the main characters, obviously, so it's really interesting to see the new ones. But anyway, we're going to see who Lalada is. Also, he's thinking about Evie more, but he still doesn't really know a lot what happened at the end. So obviously we're going to figure that out as we read, but still, Okay, I just need to keep reading because I want to know who this is. I want to figure out more about her. I'm very curious. Oh boy. We are alone, your majesty. The end of the world has come and still nobody will listen. Damn it. I kind of wish that people would just like use their brains, but I guess, I don't know. I don't think people realize the threat they're about to face, but I guess they'll find out soon enough because no one's listening to Dalinar. And all I know is that you definitely should listen to Dalinar, especially as an adult. Maybe not when he was younger, but when he's a bit older, I would listen to him. Oh. Well, that's morbid. I don't know how I feel about this. Is this pattern? What's going on? I'm uncomfy. We're on The Girl Who Looked Up, Shallan chapter 25. I'm going to take a break. I might read at night. I don't feel well. I still feel kind of sick. And I know I'm not like actually sick. It's just my body hates me. So I'm going to just take a break, relax, and figure things out. I am making progress very slowly but surely. I am, I think, almost a quarter of the way through this book. So I should be able to get to the halfway mark relatively soon if I keep the pace up that I'm at. But yeah, Dalinar is talking to them and it feels like they only have one ally now and we'll see what happens. I'm so excited to see Yasna. I don't know where she is, but I know she's in this book because I'm pretty sure this is her and we saw her at the very end of the last book, obviously. So I have hope she is around and I cannot wait to see her. I'm so excited. Anyways, we will continue this shortly. I'll come back to you probably when it's a bit darker and give you updates as I go, as I continue reading. So I will do that soon and I cannot wait. So let's just, you know, do a little bit things in real life, chill out a bit, and then I'll come back to you for chapter 25. So let's go and do that. Hello. You're in like the only other location I would be in my vlogs. I have 3 locations I read in. My couch, my desk, and my bed, and that's it. So you have unlocked the 3rd location in this video. How does it feel? Anyway, I will read a little bit more. It's almost midnight. Yeah, it's 11:45 p.m. But I want to read, again, 25 more pages before I go to bed. Let's just quickly read these 2 chapters. I think it's around 2 chapters. But we're at 25, The Girl Who Looked Up. I am ready. I am not sick anymore. I started feeling a bit better in the late afternoon, early evening. After I laid down for a bit, I felt horrible, but now I feel better. So it's a good time now to read and pick up where I left off last. And as you can see, we're on chapter 25. The play that Shallan was talking about kind of reminds me of this cover with the steps going down and like the spears in the back. I'm just saying it kind of reminds me of that. But Shallan was doing a play and someone was in the crowd walking away and now she's chasing after them and she's changing into radiant when she's doing it. Who is this? Who is this? Update, whatever that was, it was not what I thought it was. It's like this creepy spren. So never mind. I thought it was gonna be something really cool, but it's a creepy spren, so I was wrong. Wait, Rock's hand is bleeding like it was stabbed right through the center. And she just chased a spren that was all creepy. That spren has been mimicking the kill. That spren's been mimicking the murders because now he just mimicked the stab wound that she did as Vale. I see. Probably is that spren. Maybe not, but I'm gonna bet my bottom dollar it is. I don't even know what that means. So chapter 26 is my last one for the night, which is good because it is now 12 in the morning and I still have 15 pages, which means I'll probably be going to bed around 12:30 a.m., which isn't horrible, but I've been sleeping really badly lately, so I kind of need my sleep. So let's just get into reading so that way I can get back and sleep and then come back in the morning. Let's start chapter 26, Blackthorn Unleashed. What a cool name. This is a Dalinar flashback from 29 years ago. So let me go and read it and come back to you when I'm done. Or when I have updates, depending on what happens first. I just sense this chapter is already giving me a lot of information. I only read 2 pages, but I feel like this chapter is already giving me a lot. And I don't even know what it means. Like, what does this all mean? Someone is wearing Dalinar's extra plate of armor, but it's actually Evie's armor. But he's like, what would a woman do with sharp plate? Evie's a lot more powerful than we think she is. She at least is a radiant, maybe, or has a lot more going on. We don't know about it. Anyways, that's something I'll figure out later on. It's also talking about Rishadium, which is like the horses. And there's like obviously a herd of them. And there are spren going after them or like kind of going out behind them, which are music spren.
There's no use trying to capture them. They couldn't be held unless they chose a rider. So they choose their rider. Something's going on with their Shadium. Also, Rashadium and Odium have the same last 3 letters. Oh my god, it's linked. I'm just kidding. Probably not. But what is going on? I'm assuming that Rashadium and the Pershendi / Parishman have something in common, because a lot of like the music, the singing, Rashadium and a Pershendi, what would happen with that? I need to know. There's 2 quotes I need to read as Dalinar is just laying it out on a bunch of people. Well, not in a good way. Like, I mean, wait. He's striking people down with Oathbringer. It's not a good thing. But there's 2 lines that's really good. Dalinar breathes in the joy of the conquest, the narcotic beauty of destruction. None could stand before him. All were tender and he the flame. But this one made me pause. Even if it's like a few words, it's only a few words. He sent them to the tranquil hulls, primed and ready to fight. He was not a man. He was judgment. So good. I still have like 10 pages left. Let me keep going. Okay, now. Wait. He cut down foe after foe, sensing a strange rhythm to the fighting, as if the blows of the swords needed to fall in the dictating of some unseen beat. A redness grew at the edges of his vision, eventually covering the landscape like a veil, trembling to the beats of his sword. Listen. There's obviously a link with the Pershendi, the Parchment, whatever. Is like the thrill a part of like what the Pershendi are capable of when it comes to like the songs? There is a link and I cannot put it together. I know looking back at this, I'm going to hate myself for not knowing what it is, but right now I cannot piece it together. But I just have to think. The thrill reminds me of the Voidbringers. Hear me out. When he went into the thrill, you kind of like lose your control. Everything kind of, it like overtakes you. You can kind of stop it if you really consider it, but it's like almost impossible for the most part. Also, like the red tinge, losing your mind, not being able to really think clearly, the song, it's like the thrill just gives me the feeling of the Voidbringers when the Pershendi kind of like lose themselves, kind of with it, Eshonai, kind of like her when she kind of like lost her thoughts and everything. It kind of reminds me of the thrill a bit. I just wanted to mention that. It kind of gives me that vibe, and I'm either pulling on nothing or I'm actually pulling on a few threads that actually work. But anyways, we're gonna see what happens. It's really, really good. This scene is so well done. Like the stances are described so well. The way that they climbed up to a very high precipice and now they're fighting at the top of it. So well done. I'm about to finish it. So let me finish it and come back to you in a minute. And I'm very curious as to what's going to happen next. Again, no clue what I'm talking about in regards to like the thrill and all that. I'm just throwing things at the wall and see if it sticks. So let me just keep going. Let me finish the chapter before we talk too much more. I have reached my quota. I'm on chapter 27. And what is this? What is that? The pictures have been messy lately. There's obviously something going on. Don't ask me what it is. It's creeping me out. I don't like looking at it. It's almost 12:40 in the morning. I don't really want to be looking at this picture any longer than I have to. But yeah, that guy isn't alive anymore. And Dalinar was rushing toward Gavilar and was about to off his own brother because of the thrill and barely stopped himself. And then he gave the shard plate to him. And now that all the other princes are dead, Gavilar is the king. And that was a lot. Dalinar going through all that, and he says to himself, I will never do this again. Let him have the throne. Let him have love. I must never be king. And we know now that he is the king of Erithru, and so that's a little bit nerve-wracking. What's going on? Dalinar's scaring me. This is very much like a book right now. It's very focused on him, this book, and I'm liking it so far, but I'm also just like nervous the entire time. So updates are over for today. I'm doing way too many updates. I need to stop. It's really hard not to talk though. It's really good. So okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll come back to you in the morning. Good morning. It's a new day, so it's time to read more. I'm gonna shower though first. I feel kind of meh. And then I'm going to read more. But yes, I'm gonna shower and I'll be right back, sitting in my other room again and reading again. So let's go.
And the same thing I've been doing for the past, like, half hour. So let's go and do that, I guess. Why? Eli, why did you do this? High Marshal Amaram is our house decorated and well-regarded general. I name him regent and heir to the house title. Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Amaram? That man needs to... Nah. I love Adeline. I love Adeline. Dalinar met the eyes of Amaram across the floating map. High Prince, Dalinar said. High Prince, Amaram said back, tipping his head. Bastard, Adeline said. I don't blame him, considering everything. Ooh, although, is he going to try going after Amaram? Because he went after Zedeas. I don't know. Adeline just told Shallan that Kaladin is the one that gave Amaram the blade. And now Shallan is realizing that that means Kaladin was the one that, you know, finished off Halloran, her brother. And she's just figuring that out now. Ooh. Finished 27, now on to 28. They found Oathbringer. Oh. We are now going to chapter 29, No Backing Down, Shallan chapter. Okay, this is kind of terrifying. This thing that they just found is terrifying. They found like this pit, they went down and they went into one of the rooms and they found this darkness figure and it's really creepy. It's mimicking all of them and it's very dangerous. They should not be here. Renarin says she's here. One of the unmade. Shafir, the Midnight Mother. No clue what any of those things mean, but again, terrifying. Okay, so they're gonna see if they want to face this thing or not. They got into a room to face it, and she's asking if they should retreat or fight. I don't know why, I just love this so much. Adeline grinned and slammed his faceplate down. At your word, Radiant. It's so cool. I just love a woman in charge. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna take a break soon, but I'm gonna read chapter 30, Mother of Lies. This is only like 3 pages and Shallan has placed her hand upon this thing. We're just gonna read. Let's read chapter 30 and we'll be back soon. Together the treasure was worth more than most kingdoms. Oh my god, it was just a room full of gemstones. Shallan, I thought she was like going to finish it off, but it didn't. It survived, and so now she has to, I guess, deal with the repercussions of that. I don't know what happened. It's a lot, all right? But she did something that was insanely powerful, probably. Shallan is something else. She is very strong. I am on chapter 31, Demands of the Storm. This is a Kaladin chapter, which is really nice to see Kaladin's chapters. He's on his own, doing his own thing with the Parchment, I should say. I'm going to be reading a little bit more today, but I'm going to take a break for now. I just needed a little bit of a moment outside of reading because I've been reading for a while and it's taking a lot out of me because it's so good, but just like absorbing all of my energy. So I'm going to read this more later. There's probably some people out there that are like, this is like the most boring vlog ever. And honestly, I don't blame you because I'm just sitting in the same spot every single time. Light day. It's like a light switch going off. It's fine. You know what? It's okay. I'm like a quarter of the way. That means I still have like another quarter of this video to do. And it's already 50 minutes long. I'm so sorry. I'm going to just try to stop talking so much, but it's so hard not to because this is so well done. I'll come back to you later when I read more. There's a lot happening. I have no idea what's going on, but at the same time, it's amazing anyway. I'm loving it regardless. I'm actually crying. Like, this book is very much focused on Dalinar, but Kaladin, oh my god. The moment Syl started talking, I started to cry. Kaladin, you can't save them all. Kaladin, I'm sorry. Being sorry isn't enough, he says. He yelled. I mean, of course. He's trying to save the humans that are in the storm right now, and like he's making like a pocket within the storm to save them. I love this so much. The storm raged against him, but he held the point of formation of Windspren that spread from him like wings, diverting the storm. Oh my god, he's finally back into a read-through. I cannot wait. I mean, I guess because it's part 1, so it makes sense. I think there's only 1 chapter left. Yes, there's 1 chapter. Company. This is a Shallan chapter. So I'm on chapter 32. That was such a good chapter, though. Oh, that was such a good chapter. I'm so excited. I'm so sorry. I'm so dramatic. I didn't expect that. Okay. Someone just arrived in the tower. Oh. Is it Bridgeboy? No, it's Yasna. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for her. She's one of my favorite characters, by the way. Like, she is one of my favorite characters. She has been one of my favorite characters since book 1. And then when I thought she was dead, I was like, well, that sucks. and now she's back. Anyway, interludes. Who's the interlude characters? Puli, Alistra, and Venli. Let me begin the interludes of part 1, and then we'll get to part 2. Can't wait. Something's going on, something is happening, and I don't know what it is. I'm like, okay, that's like half of this book. What am I talking about? Actually, that's the entire series. What am I talking about? They found Wishlist. She didn't survive. You know what? I'm actually kind of happy with that. Well, I don't know how I feel about it. I shouldn't be happy with it, but she also was not a great person. Although there's a bunch of other Voidbringers, as we can see in this chapter, so it's not like it really matters. And I actually feel bad for them, despite the fact that they are kind of doing bad things. Bad things have been done to them too, but still, Wishlist, she's the one that caused all this, so it's kind of hard to feel bad for her, I'll be honest with you. They found her in her plate and her blade, and so they took that, of course, makes sense. Ulim is the friend of Odium, and he is like taking on a human form, which is kind of strange. And even Venli said that's a bit odd, but he says that he is a sprint of redemption, and he's obviously guiding them. Also, this is definitely something important. I will probably forget about it when I, read a little bit further. But when they take Wishlist's like plate and armor, and she goes to look at her, when her sister Venli goes to look at Wishlist's body, she looks at her and says, "What was that small spren that had crept out from beneath her corpse? It looked like a small ball of white fire. It gave off a little ring of light, and it trailed a streak behind it like a comet." I feel like this is a recent description. This happened recently, like a little comet of light, and I don't know what it was. There's definitely something important about that. Who knows what it is? But I am finished the interlude. Let's move on to part 2. Let's see what part 2 characters are. Whoa. Okay. Part 2 characters. New Beginnings sing Shallan, Jasnah, Dalinar, and Bridge 4. Bridge 4! I'm so excited. Obviously, I'm so excited about Jasnah. I've been dying to read her chapter. Wait, it doesn't say Kaladin. Well, it does say Bridge 4. Bridge 4, okay. Kaladin is in Bridge 4, so it's fine. But very excited about this one, obviously, because I want to read and continue it. But, ooh, this is so pretty. We're on lecture, chapter 33, Shallan's chapter. There's no Oathbringer quotes anymore. This is interesting. All right, moving on to chapter 33. Honestly, that Shallan chapter was actually kind of hard to read, chapter 33, because she was so excited that Jasnah was alive, and she was, like, rushing to her. And then Jasnah kind of got back into that scholarly role, and I don't love it, because not only that, but like prior to this, in one of Shallan's chapters, she was saying like, I'm an adult now, I feel like an adult, or at least I'm getting to that point, and she feels like she's older, and she feels like she's purposeful now. And then Jasnah shows up, and it feels like she almost regresses slightly back into that role of her like steward or whatever. Jasnah even calls her child still, like she called her child multiple times. And it's really jarring because we see that Shallan even sees herself as an adult, and all of a sudden we hear Jasnah calling her a child, as if she didn't really grow up, or because of that time that passed between them, Jasnah still sees her like the way she used to, because she wasn't there to see everything else that happened with Shallan. It's really, really tough, and like telling her to draw for her, and there's definitely a slight rift between the two of them. And now that Shallan is kind of working with the Ghostbloods, I mean, kind of, like, she says that she's using them, but I honestly do think Shallan has some type of more connection with the Ghostbloods than she thinks or realizes. I'm a little bit nervous and wary, because obviously Jasnah doesn't like them because they almost ended her life, and that's a little bit scary. So I'm a little bit nervous about Jasnah and Shallan's relationship from this point forward. Jasnah is called the Else Caller, which is an interesting name, but that is what she is. So she can traverse through different realms. She can plane shift, which means I wonder if she's a world hopper, because if she can go through different realms, I wonder if that would help with world hopping. But anyways, I'm on chapter 34, Resistance. This is I think this is Dalinar chapter, considering the heading. So Dalinar is talking to Fen in one of his like dreams, vision things. This is the quote. "Maybe you're right and I'm a tyrant. Maybe letting my armies into your city is a terrible risk. But maybe you don't have good options. Maybe all the good men are dead and all you have is me." I love Dalinar when he's like this. Like, mad Dalinar, passionate Dalinar is a good Dalinar. Dadlinar. That's why I call him Dadlinar. This is a different symbol. Like, what is this symbol? Oh my god, it's Bridge 4! It's Bridge 4's patch. They have their own chapters. So excited. I'm very happy with this. Also, like, I'm just happy to see them again, because it's been a while. I think since book 1, there hasn't been a lot of emphasis on them, because they've just kind of been working around Dalinar and stuff. But there's actual chapters now, and I'm very excited about it, because like, I want to see Kaladin with Bridge 4 again. It's just... very excited about this, because I just miss them so much. Because Kaladin's back, they're gonna get their powers back. Oh, well, their powers. They're not superheroes. They're magic. They're gonna get their Stormlight back and stuff because they're around him. I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I love them so much. I'm doing a snack break. I have pumpernickel bread and spinach dip. What an adult thing to eat for lunch. I don't know. It's just, when I was a kid, I used to think pumpernickel bread was like for adults. I don't know why. And now I kind of understand it because I didn't really eat it when I was younger. But now I love it. So maybe I was right. Anyway, I'm going to eat this and then return to my book. My next chapter is 36, Hero, 24 years ago from Dalinar, and I'm having a great time. I'm probably gonna take a break in a second, so you'll see me in the nighttime as usual. But we had a good time. Sigil is here. Sigil's talking to Kaladin. He talks about a little bit of Hoyd and mentioning how like he wants to be like a storm. I think, what did you call him? Hoyd called Sigil a world singer, which is really interesting. But anyways, all that was really cool, interesting. Also, Lyd was there, and I felt so bad for her because like Kaladin said that she could become part of the Radiance, and she's all excited. And then he's like, "No, I want you to be a scribe for the Radiance." And I'm just like, "Oh," and she wants to be an actual like person on the battlefield. But now they have like a bunch of emeralds, and now he's going to help Bridge 4 learn how to be Radiant and practice, and I'm so excited. But yes, chapter 36 is the next one, a Dalinar flashback, so I'll come back to you when I read it, and I'll talk to you then. I'm currently sprinting, and I'm going to be continuing Oathbringer. I'm on chapter 36, so let's start 36, Dalinar's chapter 24 years ago, and see what happens. Wait, Dalinar didn't actually off the child in the other flashback? That's so... Okay, so I do take it back that he's not that bad. I thought he was like a lot worse, but I guess he's not. The last time we march. Oh my god, that was such a cute chapter. Rock got to meet his family again. It was so cute. And also, Bridge 4 doing their last bridge run. My heart, I can't take it. Chapter 38 was so good. We go into another vision and we see Dalinar talking to the Stormfather about the Heralds and the Radiance. The fact that that one Herald had to deal with thousands of years of torture is just so upsetting, and Dalinar agrees. So Talanalet, whatever, how you ever say his name, is the one that returned in Words of Radiance at the very end, and I just, whenever I pick it up, I never want to put it down. But then I struggle picking it up because it's such a huge book. But anyway, we are now on chapter 39, Notes, Shallan's chapter. The following letter explained the truth about the deceased brother, Nan-Halaran, acolyte of the Radiant Order of the Skybreakers. The Ghostbloods know more than she knows. Now it's comfy time because sprints are over. I'm gonna have some nice comfy time by myself. I read chapter 39 and 40, and Ishna, who is the character from like the tavern a while back, wants to join the Ghostbloods, and so she's asking, or Shallan is asking Ishna to teach the guys that she kind of like took under her wing to like teach them how to do all the spy and stealthy stuff. So that's cute. I'm on chapter 41 now, and so I will be continuing today Oathbringer, on the ground looking up. Well, that was a chapter about Teft and his dependence and reliance on fire moss. And honestly, I feel bad for him, but it's also a very frustrating topic. Teft has been on Bridge 4 for a long time, and I want the best for him, but I'm a bit nervous about it. Also, he saw a spren, which is really interesting. I'm assuming that's his spren. Very intriguing. But yes, I'm on now chapter 42, Consequences. A Dalinar chapter, which always is a good time, usually. Well, for the most part, usually a good time. Also, Teft sold his jacket, which I don't know, that really bothers me, because that's like Bridge 4's jacket. That bothers me a lot. I have sympathy for him, but I'm also like, ooh, Teft. Anyway, decisions were made, and I don't always agree with them, but it's fine. I'm on chapter 42, a Dalinar chapter. So, hopefully this goes well, nothing bad happens. Oh my god, this has to be lived. This has to be lived. Yeah, you're old. That has to be her. Come on. No one else would say that. I knew she was gonna show up. I knew she was gonna show up. I don't like love her, but I'm kind of excited to see her because she was in the novella and now she's here. I'm so excited. Also, kind of miss her humor, I'll be honest. Even though she's annoying, I do miss her humor, just slightly. It was so nice to see Lift, but what's this? What's this? I'm scared. Spearman. This is either the jacket that Theft gave to someone. Teft, sorry, not Theft. Someone gave the jacket and so they took the patch off, or it's Moash. Oh, I just had to read one sentence and I instantly knew who it was. I hate this picture. It makes me mad, but also, ooh, Moash. Ooh, is it Moash? Moash? I'm just gonna say Moash because Moash sounds weird. So, all right. A lot happened in a small amount of time. A bunch of Voidbringers came down and Graves is gone. He's just gone. So that's interesting. And everyone else that was with Moash is now gone. But they saw him eliminate one of their Voidbringers using a spear, which I actually found kind of... Like, I want to hate Moash, and I kind of do. But he's still Bridge 4, so it's kind of hard. I mean, I guess he is, but he isn't. I don't know. It's confusing. Anyways, I feel like he's going to join the Voidbringers, which is a choice. So now we are on chapter 44, The Bright Side. And there's also this really cool thing. Honestly, not a lot has happened. So, I mean, a lot has happened, but, like, you know what I mean. Not, like, as much as, like, could be. Shallan was Vale for a bit. She was in, like, a little group thing with a bunch of people and stood up for Renarin, which was really sweet. And then Dalinar showed up to kind of support Renarin, and honestly, love that. Renarin is a sweetheart. And then we see a little bit of Moash kind of going in with the Voidbringers and going with the humans and trying to, like, figure it out. And he kind of just seems to, like, give up and break randomly at the very end. Or I guess technically the opposite. He wasn't broken, all of them were broken. Yeah, he seems to just not have much in him anymore, which I don't blame him considering everything. We're on chapter 46 now. It's been a wild ride, but the title of this one makes me nervous. When the Dream Dies. Also, everything that's been talking about in the, like, these little chapter heading things definitely sounds like it's coming from shards themselves, or like the gods, or whatever you want to call them. It sounds like that's who's speaking. I don't know who it is. Like, this makes no sense to me. I need to reread these books eventually because no clue what's going on half the time, but I'm always having a great time even though I have no clue what's going on. I have a little bit of pages left for today before I stop reading, so let me finish. I think I have 2 more chapters before I stop reading, so let's go into chapter 46. Stop. I'm actually tearing up. Like, legitimately, tears are in my eyes right now. Oh my god. I'm so happy for Scar, okay? I'm so happy for him. That was chapter 46, and again, that was Scar trying to, like, help people get their Stormlight, and he wanted it so badly, but he's like, maybe it's just my, like, thing to help other people instead of myself, and then he was able to absorb the Stormlight. I'm so happy. Also, Lynn got to as well, which is I'm so excited about because it's so cool to have, like, a female Radiant, because there's not that many of them, or like a female Windrunner or whatever. That's really fun too, because obviously there's no other ones out there right now currently, so that's really fun. Who is this? It's been a long time since I've seen a Yasna chapter. It's a very short chapter. It's only 4 pages, but it's very nice to see her again because I love her, even though, I don't know, I feel like I liked her more in the beginning. Now I'm kind of realizing that she is a little bit difficult to like at times because she's very adamant and doesn't treat Shallan as well as I would like her to, but it's okay, I think. So the 47 is where I'm going to be stopping today, so let me go and read this, and I'm hoping it'll be kind. We'll find out. Ooh. I fear that I'm not smart enough for this book. I understand what's going on for, like, the most part, but sometimes I have no idea what's going on. What's going on? Don't tell me that, though. It might be spoilers, but 10 orders, all ended in death. All but one, Ivory agreed. They lived in death instead. Huh? We must tell the others what we learned from Wit, Ivory. Eventually the secret must be known. No, it would create another recreance. What is going on? Yasna is so powerful. Like, I wonder if she's a world hopper. Like, I really want to know. Rhythm of Work. That sounds like Rhythm of War, which is the next book. Weird. Anyway, that's the next chapter. Anyways, I'm going to take a break now and try to understand what's going on. I probably won't figure it out, but I'm having a great time anyways, and I'll come back to you next time. This is unfortunately going to be the last time I'm going to be reading for this video because I really need to get this up and I need to film my next chapter for my readathon, and if I don't get this up, I won't have enough storage. So I do need to get this up very, very shortly, literally by this weekend. It is the 13th of November. This should be up within the next 4 days. I won't get to the exactly halfway mark, but I'll be almost exactly halfway through the book, and then I'll get the next half of this video up probably in December. I'm fingers crossed, either mid to late December or early January. So I do apologize to wait like a month to watch the next part, but it's taken me so long to get through this book, and that's not a bad thing necessarily, but like vlogging and keeping notes and everything is just taking so long for me to read the book. But you know what? I'm having a good time. I think that's really what matters most. I'm almost there though. Like, look, I'm almost there. It doesn't look like it now that I look at it like that. Whatever. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try my best to get through it a decent amount today, and then I'll end the video off and then come back to you when I'm done. So let's read as much as I can today before we stop this video. So let's go and start this book again. This is the last day, hopefully, that I'm gonna be reading this for a little bit. Give myself a break. I've been trying to read this a lot and it's kind of getting me burned out from reading. So I'm just gonna read a little bit and then come back to you and update as always. So let's go and do that. Honestly, I'm not sure. I thought I wouldn't like Moash. Like, I don't think I'd like him, but also he has some likable traits. Not many, but some. So yeah, I just finished chapter 48. I had to say that because he did kind of stand up for the Parchman, which I kind of appreciate. Not gonna lie, chapter 49 was so freaking sweet. I actually did tear up. I read chapter 49, which was a flashback of Dalinar when Adolin was born. Oh, he was so cute and tiny. Oh, so sweet. But then Gavilar and him, Dalinar's having a hard time in regards to wanting to fight and stuff. Makes me nervous because who knows what that means. But I also love the fact that Gavilar literally gave hints to Dalinar about the oaths. Words are important, much more than you give them credit for. And then Dalinar says, if they were all powerful, you wouldn't need my sword, would you? Then Gavilar says, perhaps I can't help finding words would be enough. If only I knew the right ones to say. Interesting. Let's move on to chapter 50. Right, with chapter 50, they found a dart with poison on it. No idea what that means. I also don't know where Seth is, which is also kind of concerning. And the flute that Kaladin has. It's important. I know it's important, and I'm waiting for him to use it. I don't know if it's going to be this book, or the next book, or the last book, but I know it's important because Hoyd gave it to him, so it has to be important. Anyway, I'm now starting chapter 51, which is another Moash chapter, which is I'm not excited about, but hey, who knows? Maybe it'll go well, and he'll be a great person. I'm back in my usual spot. I'm probably only going to read around 1 or 2 more chapters because I just really want to get this up soon, and also I am very close to halfway mark, so I am very happy with that. It's been a very long journey of me reading this book. I'm going to read, like I mentioned, like 2 more chapters, probably to chapter 54. So I'll probably be stopping around here, which is almost exactly the halfway mark. Again, I'm not going to make it there because I just have no time right now and I want to get this video up, but I am looking forward to it. So I'm hoping the second part of this video is not longer. I'm going to hopefully make it a little bit shorter actually, but I doubt it because I know that the Sanderlanche and all the big stuff happens at the end of the book. So this is already so long. I can't even imagine it being even longer in the second half. I hope not. Like, I think the maximum I can even put on a video is like an hour and a half before my storage is full. If you're going to be watching this, thank you for watching like an hour and a half of me talking and doing all this because I appreciate you so much. And I love everyone that's like excited about me reading the series. It makes me so happy because obviously I love it too. It's incredible. One of my favorite like high fantasy series ever. So I'm happy to like share this with other people and kind of experience this with you guys in a way for the first time. And yeah, I mean, I still have 2 chapters left, but I'm just letting you know I appreciate you guys. Also, if you want to leave an emoji down below, I'm just gonna do it now so it's easier. Leave anything that reminds you of the Stormlight Archive. You can leave like a blue emoji, storms, again, lobsters if you want. Just let you know that you are here and appreciate you watching. I always appreciate you guys so much. I know your comments and all your things that you want to say. I love it so much. Let me go read chapter 52 and then 53 and then we'll end the video. Chapter 52. After his father, 18 and a half years ago. I think both the brothers were born at this point. So let's start chapter 52. It is nighttime, by the way. It's been hours. I actually showered and I ate and I procrastinated, but it is 6:30 at night and I'm going to be reading a little bit more. Oh, I have a theory and it's a really bad one. Well, it's good. It's a good theory, but it's like it's a bad one at the same time. Dalinar's talking to Evie and she's like in the camps and he's very upset with her right now. I have a really strong feeling I know what happened to her. And it's not good. I think what happened is that he had the thrill and accidentally ended her life and all the memories of her are gone. And I feel like the Night Watcher, it was kind of like a blessing in order to forget her, to kind of like not remember what he did to her, because the way he's like yelling at her right now and stuff and the thrill is kind of like making him feel like that, and how he doesn't really feel that much shame for it because of the thrill makes me think that maybe there's gonna be a circumstance where he ends her life. I'm scared. That would also make sense as to why he feels sick every time he gets the thrill. Oh boy. I might not get to that answer until the second part, so do not tell me. If it is a spoiler, don't tell me. But that is a definite high possible theory because we've seen him and there's a reason why he doesn't want to do it anymore or fight anymore. Okay. I feel so bad for Renarin. Like, Dalinar doesn't even like his name because Evie named him. And the fact that he's like, he looks at Renarin for the first time and he's like over a year old and he literally feels nothing. You know, Dalinar, I think I have very mixed feelings about him. I think he's a really good character, but he's definitely not like a good person. Like, he's done very bad things and he's also not perfect. So I love his character, but some of his choices not so much. So I'm going to be starting at 53, Such a Twisted Cut. And this will be the last one for this video, so I'm hoping it'll be decent or good. Hopefully it'll be good. I mean, it's Brandon Sanderson, of course it's going to be good. That's so cool. Ren like pressed one of the bricks in the wall, and a kind of like gem came out with holes in it and everything, and the library is just full of them now, and that's how the Radiants passed on their knowledge. That's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna stop for this video. I know people are gonna be a little bit like upset, but you know what I mean. It does suck to kind of have to wait, but I'm hoping to get this vlog up, like I mentioned, mid-December to early January, sometime around then. I definitely am planning on like reading this right away. I'm going to be continuing this within the month of November and December, and so like I mentioned, hopefully I'll be done it when I said I was going to probably get the next video up. But I am loving my time with this one so far. I don't know if I'm liking it as much as the second book, Words of Radiance, but I'm liking it a lot. A lot of this is like I read through and learning about Dalinar and his past and him as a character, and so it's not as much, but I think that the later half of this book, the second half of this book, is going to be like obviously the strong part, and that's what usually it is like for Brandon Sanderson books. So I did almost exactly get halfway, a little bit less. I think I am like a little less than 100 pages from the middle of the book. The next chapter is going to be 54, An Ancient Singer's Name, and this is going to be a Moash chapter, which is interesting. All I really want to know is that I want to like see a lot of the interlude characters that we haven't really seen much of before. Like, it's a lot of interlude characters that showed up once and that's it, and I really want to know when they show up again. Like, I want to see them again because a lot of them I was really curious about, but they haven't shown up since. So I want to know more about the interlude characters, and I obviously want to know more about Dalinar's past and what happened and all that. I also want to see Hoyd, and I want to see Seth, and I want to just figure out what's happening with the sword that Seth has. If you know, you know. And so I'm looking forward to learning more about that. Zahel, I also want to see him again. I don't think he's shown up, I think maybe like once, but yeah, there's a bunch of characters I want to see and know about. That flute, Calvin, use the flute. I don't know when you're going to use it, but I feel like it's definitely important. So I'm going to stop now. Thank you so much for being here for over an hour now. I understand this is probably like a slog to get through. Hopefully you enjoyed your time watching it, because I obviously had a good time reading and talking, and I love having like a little video diary of me reading the series for the first time, because I think I'm just like adoring the Stormlight Archive, and I'm like loving Brandon Sanderson's work. I always like his books. So I'm hoping I will love the next half of this book. I think I will. I've heard really good things about it. So yeah, let me know how you felt about Oathbringer overall. Kind of let me know what you feel, like ranking of Oathbringer compared to the other books in the series. Like I mentioned, the second half will definitely be the one that kind of tells me how much I like it compared to the last two books. But so far, it's good. It's a little bit slower for me, but it's still really good. Oh my god, I'm halfway through the series now. That's crazy. That's exciting. So now that I'm halfway through the series, I feel like now it's crunch time. Characters might not survive, and I'm terrified of that. But again, thank you so much for watching and being here. I appreciate you so much. This is a very like big video project, and like me reading these books takes me a lot of time to edit and do and read, and I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it. A lot of people have been saying amazing things and being so nice in the comment sections, so I appreciate you guys so much. But with that being said, I'm gonna head off now. I do promise I'll be reading this soon. I will get another part of the video up shortly. There'll be a part 2 to this, and I'm hoping it won't take too long, so that way you guys don't have to wait too long for me to finish the book and see my reactions. So I'm gonna end the video off here finally. Hope you have a great day. Have an amazing month for the month of November, and I will hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.